Welcome to Panther Talk. Anish Shroff, Szoke, Sharon Thorsland, and head coach Dave Canales. All right, no more Victory Monday. I get that, but riveting win again on Sunday against the Panthers. I want to start big picture with you, Dave, because 11 games in, every team is unique. They've got their own story, their own journey. For you, kind of watching this team grow and evolve, what's been the most rewarding part of the journey so far with this team?
It's got to be the ownership in general, watching our players take ownership of our process and the standards that we have for every day that we go about our work, and watching the leaders lead, watching the young players find routines and find a way to get themselves mentally prepared for the Wednesday practice, for the Thursday practice, and Thursday being our really high-speed yardage, most physical day, pads, all those things, and to watch the guys take those things to heart, and then to see it show up on Sundays, to watch a group that just battles with everything they have to find a win, and playing together, counting on all three phases to make their plays in different ways to come out with the outcome that we want.
You often say finish, and I know that's a word that you love, and we're seeing it on the field. But there has to be an element to that off the field, away from game day, where you're finishing in other areas, and then that translates to game day. Can you speak to that?
Finish everything you do, and it's got to be a habit, whether it's in the weight room, finishing your last reps, making sure you go through your process, finishing your preparation. That talks about film study. That talks about studying the call sheet and being ready for that. And I'm watching the guys on Saturday night, before and after meetings, go through the calls one more time. And Keyshawn Coleman, Rob Moore, with some of the young receivers, watching them go through the calls one more time. It's all about finish. And, it's we have a nice staff competition right now in the Versa Climber. So it is a brutal machine. And it should be something out of a torture chamber. But when I get on that machine as a part of the competition, by the way, Brad Idzik is killing all of us right now. But
what is it? Is that like a Stairmaster?
It's like so it's arms and legs, and you're in a climbing type of motion. And so there's a little bit of resistance, but you're locked in, and it's like tension the whole time you're going. And the goal is to try to break 5 minutes try to get 1,000 meters in 5 minutes. And Brad did it the first time. So the rest of us are fighting and scratching and trying to get closer. I'm not quite there yet. But anyway, the point is finish, right? And right at the end, you have nothing left. And it's like, okay, you keep telling these guys finish, you better finish. So it's just it's a habit and a way that we do things.
I feel like a young Dom Capers would have won that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody has more elliptical miles than Dom Capers.
Yeah. Pat McPherson, sneaky underdog there.
Oh yeah, Pat. Pat had a knee procedure a while ago, but he was half marathons. He was a runner and rower and biker and all these different things. So he's always trying to find ways to compete.
Well, speaking of finishing, Bryce Young yesterday. I mean, what a gutty performance by him to just overcome that ankle injury and put on the performance that he did. What was working for him yesterday to get into that kind of a rhythm, and how is he right now with the ankle?
So first and foremost, this is just a lot of time on task. This is a lot of work by the whole group, coaching staff, players included, and specifically the players. Bryce talking to guys, taking extra reps on the side when the defense is going. He'll grab a receiver or two. Let's get one more shot at this route. Hey, do this one full speed for me. And he's smart and conscious about the work it takes in practice. He's like, I need to get this one full speed. And they've been working on that for weeks, and I've been seeing the improvement. I've been seeing them come alive. They can feel it. They're playing fast. And yesterday, first of all, it starts up front. The guys gave us time. They did a good job in protection. We missed a couple of blitzes. They got us on a few. Got to tip my hat to the Falcons and Coach Ulbrich, who did a great job with some scheme. But it was that time on task that really came alive, and I could feel the confidence of the group. I could feel them playing fast and separating at the top, and Bryce trusts them, and Bryce was letting the ball go, getting to his second and third progressions at times. Even, Tommy's 54-yarder at the end. Mm-hmm. That's the third progression in the play. Bryce is eliminating things before the snap, before he even got it, gets to the third progression, but only because the protection was there. It allowed him to get a second hitch in the pocket, which is generally against my philosophy and rules, but we had the time to do it. He got through it, made a big play, and then Tommy finished it with aggression. And I know when you're confident and comfortable with what you're doing, the play after becomes special. You make more yards, you play more physical because you know exactly what you're doing.
And you talk about practice, and you hope it translates into Sunday. It doesn't happen without doing that, but both Xavier and Jalen had 4 catches each, and the touchdown for Xavier Leggett. And it was talked about during the course of the week about, they're going to focus on T-Mac in your pass game. So on a Sunday in a game, seeing those guys come through the way they did, what does that mean for this offense moving forward?
It's huge, and that's how you create a balanced pass game. And we talk about being balanced with the run game and the pass game and the whole thing fitting together, which is our goal, which is my dream for our group. But within the pass game, where it becomes special is you have a focal point, and then when they try to do things to make it harder to get the ball to T-Mac, it's no secret. We're going to try to get T-Mac the ball in different ways. The rest of the guys should get good opportunities, good one-on-one opportunities, more space in zones, and those types of things came alive. And again, you can't get to those unless you block well. And so it's a full group thing, and I take so much pride in saying that because the guys would tell you, to a man, this was a group effort, and Bryce made it come alive by delivering the ball when it was supposed to be.
Coach, the tight end group, 100 yards receiving plus collectively. How do you view that group? Is it because as a unit, it seems the production that you get from those 3, and sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other, it seems to show up week to week.
It's a group that I really trust, and Pat McPherson does an excellent job with that group, prepping them. They're tough. It matters to them. Within an offensive identity, a team identity, or defensive identity, special teams, there's also this positional focus where guys take pride in who they are and the room that they study with and how much time they spend together. And this is a group that really takes pride in that and that does a great job of spending time with each other in the building and outside of the building. Guys that I trust, guys that play hard, they're versatile. Trust them all and really appreciate just what they bring because it's not just the run game or the pass game. They're involved in the pass protections as well, and they've done a great job for us this year.
I know you said going into this game that you had a lot of confidence in Claude Cherilus stepping in for Trevin Wallace. He had an outstanding game yesterday. What did you see out of him, and what does that mean for the defense and the depth moving forward?
It was a beautiful, physical, downhill style of play. And, collectively as a group, in the first half, we can't say we played the run well. And Bijan Robinson had himself a half a day and made some yards by making us miss. And we made some tiny tweaks, but it was about tackling, and Claude was right in the middle of that. And finding his opportunities, trusting his eyes, playing off of blocks, and then shooting the gaps when he needed to, or just pulling the trigger when he needed to make big hits. And it was in the run game, and he showed up in the pass game as well on a late play on a slant to Drake London, where he showed up and delivered a pretty big hit that led into an incompletion. And so I just love the way he prepared, love the way Pete Handsome had him ready, has been working with him this whole season, and has high aspirations for him because of the physical player that he is. He brings the thunder, he hits with great violence, but he's also fast and very agile. And so when you have that combination, it's just a matter of time. You get opportunities. This was a great opportunity for him to help his team win.
Another defensive guy who got more reps yesterday looked like Corey Thornton. And as you went back and looked at what he did yesterday, what did you see maybe during the course of the week or last couple of weeks that you've seen to get him out there more often on a Sunday?
Yeah, all season long, challenging us on the practice on the scout team, and Corey making plays in different ways. His length shows up, his aggressiveness shows up, and on top of all that, he's very conscientious, and he's always studying. He's curious by nature. He's competitive. He's always trying to beat Chuba out to the practice field. They have an ongoing competition to see who gets out there first, and Corey's hell bent on beating him. So they kind of are cutting into a little bit of their time in between. So I'd imagine they're taking their lunches out there to see who can be out there first. But I just love the nature of Corey and what he's brought to us, and we gave him an opportunity to help his teammates, and he showed up in a big way and made some nice plays, whether he was playing in the nickel spot or at safety spot in a couple shots. You
mentioned Chuba. Seemed like he had his usual Chuba burst. Did you notice anything different about the way he ran?
Oh, he looked great. I definitely noticed that, and I'm excited about that, to have him and Rico, to give us an opportunity to continue to stay in rhythm, for me to continue to call plays and trust both guys to get it done. But Chuba looked decisive. He looked aggressive. He was running behind his pads, and I just loved where he was at yesterday. I love where he's at in general.
You talked about the offensive line and giving Bryce time yesterday. You got Chandler Zavala back yesterday, but you still had so many moving parts on that offensive line, and they just continue to produce. week in and week out. What did you see out of that group yesterday, particularly Chandler?
Yeah, resilience and just being able to call different play types, whether it was play action, run games, a lot of drop back, and giving our offense more opportunities to stretch the field and take advantage of some matchups. But a group that continues to work together, continues to grind and find ways to win with a different set of combinations. And proud of Chandler for getting in there. We finished last season in Atlanta with Chandler at the guard spot, so Atlanta seems to be his spot. So, but he enjoyed it. Got to have a nice moment with him after the game. Just a lot of gratitude on his face for being able to play the full game all the way through. But dealing with injuries first and foremost is something that I know he appreciated, and then get the win certainly.
Last thing, Coach. First time in a couple of years that we've seen a primetime showcase for the Panthers, Monday Night Football. How do you deal with all that's going to come with being on that stage, given what potentially could be at stake? There's a chance you guys could be playing for first place.
It's an unbelievable championship opportunity. It's exactly the type of opportunities that tease me up so easy to sell to the team. And you don't have to get guys fired up for these types of games, but I do. It is my job to point to these games and say, this is a championship moment. It's going to feel right. Those of you who haven't been to an NFL playoff game, there's more cameras. It's under the lights sometimes. It's a special environment. We're playing against a playoff caliber team in the Niners, and everything is just right for this opportunity. We need these types of challenges to take the next step and to grow into the team that I believe we can.
All right. Dave Canales, head coach of the Carolina Panthers. We'll be back on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.